The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
I'm already set.
You're already set? We're all set. Welcome back, everybody, to Mrs. Kren's Valley. I would have everybody roll d6, but everybody knows what happened last time. I'll recap anyway, just super quick. The group just entered Castle Ravenloft. They're in here hunting for the big man himself, Strahd von Zarovich. And they came in through the back way. And by the back way, I mean they crawled all the way around the perilous, jagged ravine where it's constantly lightning and thunderstorming. Cut open a glass window that was muddied over and hard to see, and came in through the tombs and the dungeons of the castle. So as you can see in the map here, there are two coffins. There's one, or sarcophagi. One up in the north, which would have been to the group's right, and one to the south, which would have been to the group's left. I mind blanked on Nym's name for a second. Found a hilt of a sword that was sitting on top of the southern one, and picked it up. And there's rain coming in through the window now, and lightning flashes outside. So, Nyhm, you're currently holding the sword handle, right?
That is correct. And I was inspecting it because it's a sword handle in Strahd's castle. I was going to once over it and with Arcana if I could.
Okay. You feel inquisitiveness as you're looking through this, and then you realize that inquisitiveness is not your own, but the sword's. As it seems to also be inspecting you.
It's another one of these.
There's a slight more ping to that emotion, almost like it was, if it could talk, it would say another one.
Oh boy.
Oh, I forgot to mention at the end of the doorway there where those two statues are, there are two Bactra knights, and they're holding their swords like this with the pommel up here, just blade downwards into the ground. And going between them is a light blue barrier. It's like a light bluish. You had not passed it, but you went up to it to investigate the session before.
Okay. Well, I'm still thinking, Nym's still thinking about both the fortune that we got and the fact that I just picked up a hilt that apparently has feelings just like my rapier did before. I keep saying mine. Anyways. So yeah, I definitely want to see what I can find out about this hilt.
Okay. It looks ancient, but somehow the hilt itself is in pristine condition. There's no check needed for your looking at it. It's definitely magical of some kind. Since you've experienced this before, it's definitely some sentient magical object. Though you're not sure if it is a spirit that possessed this weapon like before, or if it's the weapon itself that was created with sentience. And the thing that's most peculiar about it is it's completely missing its blade. Even down into the slot into the hilt where the blade would be, it's gone.
Okay, so I'm fairly confident that it is a magical item then.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
But how functional it is as a sword is another thing to consider.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to find out what type of magical item it is with attunement if I can manage it, simply because we need every edge that we can get, no pun intended, to try and beat Strahd. So the first thing I would say is for the others, if we could hold here for just an hour to let me attune to this to try and see if it would be a boon or not. Because all I've got is the rapier.
While she's doing that, I'd like to take a look at these sarcophagi.
I mean, an hour is a lot of time. We have to be careful, but yeah, sure.
Okay. You go to look at the sarcophagus.
You realize there's no blade there, right?
It seems magical. So, remember that time I told you my rapier had feelings?
Yeah.
This one's doing the same thing. And if it's any stronger than my rapier, anything we can get as an advantage here.
Well, you're the one romancing all these weapons. It's fine. I'll trust you.
You feel overwhelming
Magic
boasting from
blade.
it when you say if it's stronger.
Great. The sword hilt without a sword is boasting. That's a great sign. Yeah, I'm gonna go sit
You know
over
that
here
little
and-
angry like symbol that goes on people's foreheads? That's what the sword's
Angry
emotion
emote?
is right now.
All right, fine. I'll attune and we'll see if you're worth the boast. How about that?
It seems to be I don't know the exact emotion for this, but it's like, oh, you're gonna be surprised. Ha. You have no idea what you're dealing with.
Great.
It's petty.
Petty. You've sensed pettiness from it. Thank you.
Eddie. Okay. Great.
Saxton. You are investigating the 2 sarcophagi, correct?
Yes.
I'll help.
Which one do you investigate first?
I'm going to look at the one that the hilt was on top of.
Okay, so the southern one. And of course, Cat's messaging me right now. I'll ignore that. And the southern coffin.
What is Garfield saying?
Ha
Meow.
ha ha ha.
Right. Back to attunement. I'll shut up.
You don't see anything of real significance on it, except for what appears to be a very beautiful on the lid, a very beautiful looking Batra lady. Very royal, doesn't look like any form of knight, no weapons or anything on the lid. Embroidered. Embossed onto the lid.
Is this a fancy looking sarcophagus?
Very fancy. Looks like one for a
Like-
queen.
Like someone's lord might bury his mother in?
Possibly. Do you move the lid?
Get on guard. I'm going to crack this one open.
Ready an arrow.
Alright. Give me a strength check. This will be pretty easy.
17.
You move it open enough just so you can look inside at first. And inside you see white tapestry.
I'll use the sword to put some light in there so I can look closer.
It appears to be covering a body. Very pristine. It looks like
A death
this
shroud.
cloth, essentially. This cloth has clearly aged. Like, it's got stained on it, but it used to be some kind of a white. But from just visibility, it's still in very, very good condition. Minus the yellow staining.
I'll use the sword, slide in, and try to move the tapestry down.
As you move it down, you see inside a Batra's skeleton. Surrounding her are many dead flowers.
Anything that looks like it's emitting light or...
Besides your sword, nothing.
If I crack open a little bit more and peer more into it, do I see anything of interest, or is it just the skeleton and the shroud and the dead
Roll
flowers?
me investigation or perception check.
That'd be a 16 in perception.
You see that she's wearing an elegant purple and bluish gown. She has I keep forgetting what you call the Russian thing, the hand warmer thing where you put your hands in between. And these have. And it's
I know what you mean.
with
I
white.
have no idea
It has white fur on it. You notice that she has on a tiny little gold headpiece, little gold tiara on there. Some parts of her fur up near her ears is braided and elegantly. Words are words. But besides that, you don't really see anything else in here.
All right. I'll close it back then.
Close it.
Oh, that's his mother. So across the way must be Strahd's father.
As Saxton was messing with that coffin, Nyhm, you felt a bit of anger from the sword hilt. Or annoyance, I should say.
Well, Saxton's going to Saxton, so I'm going to keep on trying to attune.
So when Saxton's moving really fast, like he had moved really fast, he ran Saxton. Whatever.
Wow, that was a stretch.
I was really stretching for that.
Did you hurt yourself? Did you limber up first?
I should have limbered up first. You go over to the north one, right?
Yeah.
With your sword being the light source, you can see that the person looming over the coffin looks a lot like Strahd. But there are some subtle differences. One seems to be wearing some kind of metal gauntlet on their offhand, along with a, I keep forgetting what you call that, the shoulder guard of armor. It starts with a P, I think. Anyway.
Paladin?
Yeah, one of those on it. And since you got such a nice light source, you can see like dust and stuff all over it. It appears to be a wax figurine. Life size. Beautifully sculpted. Beautifully sculpted. Seems to stare at you with a stern look. Scowling at you.
Won't be the first time he scowled at me, won't be the last.
You open up this one.
I'll crack it open cautiously.
I won't have you roll strength for this, but just open it. More bones. Looks just like this, like the wax effigy, but bones.
Anything in there? Or...
No, nothing else besides the bones of an old king.
I'll close it back and apparently I guess we're in Strahd's mother and father's crypt.
You can roll history checks if you want. This will be a high DC because this is quite a while
Isn't
ago,
we
and it's not in the Humblewood.
already killed the mother?
Strahd's biological mother.
Oh, yeah, I remember the story. Right.
We killed his crazy aunt.
Yeah.
Anybody want to roll history on either of these?
I
two?
want to roll.
I have a low history, but
Let's try. Why not?
I got a 5, so I don't think that matters.
I got a 12.
17.
This king and queen, you could assume, are Strahd's parents. But besides that, you know nothing more of them, or from what kingdom they lay from.
We get advantages on our rolls because that diamond jewel inlaid bowl that you cast last time.
Hero's Feast.
Hero's Feast.
Hero's Feast would not help with this. But the 17...
No, it's for wisdom saving throws only.
Okay.
The beacon gives a +1, doesn't it?
Gives a +1 to armor class and saving throws, not skill checks.
Saving throws, right. Sorry.
But only against those that are aligned with Strahd. But with the 17 history check, you're not sure of their names exactly, but you know that the Batra Kingdom is just on the other side of the mountain ranges to the northeast of the Humblewood, past the banditry fortresses.
Hmm. And I have no idea if they disappeared or whatever. 'Cause
They're still around. They keep themselves away
okay.
from the wood. There are Batra that travel into the Humblewood, but they're few and far between.
Okay.
While Nyhm is still attuning, not exiting the crypt, can I peer into the alcoves where those sentries are standing guard? Make sure there's like no traps on the threshold? Or did she do that last time?
Yeah, she did that last time and told you the coast was clear.
Okay.
Which is why you guys came in. But let's see. Where are they at? You hear voices in the distance, and they seem to be getting closer. Not multiple folk seem to be chatting. One of them even laughing a little bit. But it's echoing in the distance in the crypts.
I'm going to shroud the sword and douse the light and just keep eyes out with dark vision.
Okay, I would like to grab one of my arrows, break the tip of it, and then
just the tip.
Yeah, and then wrap it in cloth.
Okay.
Oh, I got it now.
You're fine.
And he got it.
and wrap it in cloth so it doesn't make noise when it hits something.
Ooh, okay.
And then I want to shoot it like down the hallway, and then use my super special spec ops bow to look at it, to look through it.
Okay. That's when the voices get louder and louder. And since you can hear through the arrow, do you choose between the two, or is it both senses at the same time?
Let me check it out, because I think it's like...
Because if it's like clairvoyance, you can only choose one or the other. But you can switch between them as an action.
I can only see.
Okay.
It only specifies seeing, so...
Does it give dark vision? If not, it's fine.
No. It doesn't specify. No, it's only like I can see from the...
Do you have dark vision?
The place the arrow is. I do not remember.
This is more for my descriptor of what you see than anything else.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I don't... Where should it be? Because I am like super...
Yeah.
I've never checked that out before. On the Beyond. Features and traits?
Let's see.
Because it should be for my...
It'd be under racial traits.
Racial traits, right?
It would be in the senses area. Additional sense types, it would have dark vision. Where it has passive perception, passive investigation, and all that. On the left
Okay,
side.
no, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
The, you start to see a light source coming from the left side. And then that's when, coming into view, you see, but you still hear because you're listening from where you're at.
Yeah.
More conversations, and you see Vistani. One of them has his torch. There are 5 of them, mixed between male and female. And they seem to be having a casual conversation. And they start moving towards a spiral stairway that you can only see because of their torchlight.
Okay. I will be whispering everything to the rest of the group.
So that's like a 360 spin. You can see like everywhere, right?
Yeah, I assume it's kind of like I can see as if my head was in the arrow,
Okay.
so I can spin and turn and everything.
You spot 2 crypts just barely in the low light. Let me pull up what they actually look like. There might be a lot of these crypts, so give me a moment. Yeah, one looks like it was broken into. There's blood splattered all over the top of it. And the other one is not opened. But it seems to have writing on it in Birdfolk. Can't quite make it out from this weird angle because your arrow's on the floor.
Okay.
And you're in its low light as well. But that light quickly vanishes as they start heading up the stairs. And then that's when you notice that one of them notices the arrow.
Oh.
And it points it out to the others. And their conversation kind of stops. And they're kind of curious, and they come over and they go to check it out. And one of them pockets the arrow. And all you see is darkness, and as the arrow disappears into the satchel.
Okay. Okay, so there are the stunny patrols.
Can't make that thing explode, can you?
Not right now. I mean, no, I can't. But I also kind of like my corneas.
Kit Kat says hi.
It's very loud.
Mm-hmm. Are you loud? He's like, yes, I'm loud. Why are you holding me up? Anyway.
So patient.
There's a baby.
I've done enough times now. He's just like, he just does that sometimes. He's weird. Humans are weird. You all do anything else in this room?
Oh, we'll wait it out for.
You're waiting for that short rest?
Can well, did I see the Vistani or just Cazador?
Cazador did only because of the arrow. You all heard them though.
Okay.
You could clearly hear them.
Yeah, I also narrated everything.
Actually,
whispering.
You know what? One of them, the one that picked up the arrow, you all would hear louder because they would actually yell this. You hear, hello? Hello? Do any of you respond to it?
No.
Okay, then that's when they shrug and they put the arrow away and go.
On the map, which one are we in right now?
You're in the room with the 2 coffins. That's furthest on the right of the map. Let me find the map. Did I pin it? I did not, but it's pinned now. Yeah, okay, so you see that like middle right? Like if it was a compass, it would be due east on the map.
Mm-hmm.
And it has those 2 coffins clearly there.
Yeah.
Where Cazador saw them as they were heading from the south side, and they moved up towards that big spiral staircase.
They went up, right?
You're not sure.
I mean, it can only go up, right?
Mm-hmm. From what you could see, yeah.
If I feel
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
can I walk out of the Can I walk out of the where we're at and go into the area that I'm guessing all of those boxes are
All of those are crypts.
crypts? I would like to cast Divine Sense, and I know the location of any celestial fiend and undead within 60 feet. I'm on a mission.
That you can see.
That I can see, but it says I can sense. So actually, at the end of your turn, you can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
That is not behind total. That's what it was. Okay. So you pass through the blue barrier,
Yeah, I'll go with you.
and so does Cazador.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to stealth up and explore, leave and explore south in this catacomb.
Okay.
So
Nyhm,
I
you
did
are
ask
alone.
I did ask the group to wait here for a fucking hour so I could attune to this thing so this wouldn't happen.
All right,
I
I'll
was
stay with
walking
Nyhm.
around.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not-
passed that barrier. I'm expecting a trap to happen as soon as that barrier is penetrated.
I'm not letting Willow go alone.
Willow
What if she
passes
finds that-
through and nothing happens.
Okay.
No, but all three of you are leaving Nyhm alone. That's the biggest problem. Still concerned about that statue in the north side of this room. Anyways, do what you want.
Would Nyhm still be able to attune if she didn't do anything and like was riding on my shoulder?
She would have to do absolutely nothing, but she could ride on your shoulder.
Yeah, no, that's not happening because if you get in a fight, I'm SOL. So I'd be staying in that room to attune regardless of what the rest of you do.
I mean, we could wait an hour for you to attune. I was just like wanting to walk around if I didn't see anybody, like, but I would. It doesn't like I'm just. I know that there's somebody in here, and I want to find her, so that's my prerogative. But I
you-
can wait because
do you move
I-
back-
We need to wait till dawn.
Do you move back in to help out Nyhm? Or not help out, but stay in there to keep guard and stuff?
I'll
Like I
stay
said,
guard.
Do what you want. Like I said, Nyhm is going to attune to this regardless of whatever the rest of you do. She just specifically asked for that short rest to attune onto something that might give us a bit of an edge. So do what you want.
I do not think that I was in. I had my headphones on when you said that you wanted everybody to wait because my brother was in here and I was talking to him. So can I retcon and say that we can? That Willow
Yeah.
waits an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you all are. Does Saxton still go out or?
No, I say.
Nah, you say? Nah. All right. A few more minutes go by. Maybe about half an hour goes by. And coming within visibility, coming in through the barrier, is a silver platter floating in the air. And it walks into the room. Almost like there's an invisible butler holding it, because it moves like there's footsteps like moving it.
Well, it's silver. Silver hurts monsters.
I mean, if we saw that coming, we would have had a chance to take cover, wouldn't we?
Yeah, sure.
All right, then I'm gonna post up behind one of the sarcophagi.
Forgive my memory, but was it the whole group or was it just two individuals that last saw the silver platter floating through the catacombs? Was it? I guess it was just one person then.
It was just Hemlock, because Hemlock was alone. This was during her ventures.
Okay. So then Nyhm would have no idea. Never mind. Wasn't sure if our current party remembered it all.
It is a tarnished silver platter lid. And it comes into the room and stops. Were all of you going to hide from it or something? Or before it
I'd
does
be hiding.
this?
Because I would be able to see something coming with my dark vision,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd warn them.
I know what this is.
Any of you that go to hide, you can roll stealth. But you're hiding.
Okay.
So
Nyhm can't.
No. That's exactly what I was going to ask you. Should I tell you where I had intended on sitting down to attune, or
Yeah, sure.
are you okay? From where she was standing on top of the crypt when she first grabbed the hilt,
Mm-hmm.
jumping down towards the window on that side of the crypt and sitting down with the back against the tomb itself.
Okay.
So I don't know if my passive stealth would work or not.
Well, passive stealth would mean you're still stealthing.
Fair enough.
Does anyone besides Saxton hide?
I do. 17.
Okay. What was-
28.
I was about to ask what was Saxton's again. Right. And then Willow, you're going to be out in the open, right?
I rolled a 1 on my stealth check, so yeah.
Okay.
Classic Paladin.
Even though Nym's technically not stealthing, because you got a nat 1, I'll say it notices you. Before Nyhm. And the silver platter comes up to you. About 5 feet away. And stops. Do you do anything?
No, I don't move.
Okay. After a few moments, it moves over towards Nyhm. It gets within 5 feet of Nyhm and stops.
I'm sitting there like a Jedi holding the lightsaber hilt. I am attuning to this thing, ignoring everything else. I don't move.
Okay. Then it turns around and it slowly walks out of the room. Silver lid on the platter. Let's see. And after another set of time, you attune. And you finish your short rest. And everyone else that wants a short rest can have it. And I'm going to add something special in your inventory.
Yay, we managed to go through an entire hour in Strahd's castle without getting ourselves in a fight.
Early.
Did you just say too early?
Barely.
Oh, barely. Okay.
All right. And then if you refresh your character sheet, you will have a weapon that is attuned and equipped.
Yay. Whoa.
You learn that it is called the Sun Sword. You activate the Sun Sword.
I learn all of its capabilities?
Yes. That's
No.
what the tuning is.
I am not turning on that giant freaking spotlight yet.
Okay. But you know what it is. Or you know what it can do.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
Keep in mind, it's a longsword with the finesse property.
Wow.
Meaning you can use your sneak attack with it. Because it's a finesse weapon.
Oh. Alrighty. So yeah, guys, I'm kind of glad that I took the time for this one. I think this is the sword we were looking for.
That's good.
Yeah.
This looks like a hilt to me, but okay.
You sense much boasting from the sword, from the Sun Sword.
Yeah. Let's put it to you this way. This was worth finding. I don't want to
You're very cryptic.
I mean, we picked it up in a crypt. What do you expect? It's one of the weapons we were told about in our fortunes. This is exactly what we were looking for.
What are you doing
Okay,
with it
then
when you
let's
say
go.
that?
What do you mean?
Like, are you still holding it like this, or did you put it in your pocket, or are you like, this thing is?
I mean, I'm not making wide gestures with it, but yes, I am pointing to the hilt in my hand as I'm saying it.
Okay. When it knows that it would not be of a danger to you or your allies, all of you see a beam of sunlight in the shape of a blade go on it. And it lights up the whole room. Daylight.
Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
It seems humored and it turns off.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so it does
Okay,
that.
so new plan, I guess. We go find that blood-sucking pendejo and you stab him with that sword.
And all of you are 13th level, if you're not already.
Yes.
Okay.
But is it dawn?
It is not.
I mean, it was
the
close to
sword could
midnight. We
talk.
took an hour rest.
If the sword could talk, it would be like, well, I'm the dawn. But it can't talk.
I mean, wasn't it close to midnight when we came in here?
It's like 1 o'clock now, then, right, or something.
A little bit after, yeah.
So,
Dawn doesn't happen until like 6, right?
yes.
Yep.
So 5 hours.
In D&D world, the sun always comes up at 6.
Yeah, none of that crazy daylight savings bullshit.
You just hear the 24-hour tick, 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 tick.
Everything's perfectly on the equinox, so it's always consistently the same all year round. Apparently. But anyway.
Really?
Now I'm going to go stealth check, explore the south part of this crypt.
Okay. Let's see.
I guess I will go to the north then.
Far away from the clanking paladin.
We're splitting?
That's up to you guys.
Oh, I'm going Willow right or die, but
Well, I mean, we'll cover more ground, but
We'll just stay on this floor and then
it
Meet
would be
towards
more
the
time
stairway.
if we all just came together. But I'm really gunning for dawn. because-
Come together right now. Over me. Anyway. So, Saxton heads south. Willow heads and Kaz head north. Nyhm, I assume you go with Saxton?
Yes.
Or are you just like, these idiots, why are we splitting up? And then you go with Saxton?
Yes.
Okay. Out of Team A and Team B, one of you can choose to roll a d6. So, Willow and Cazador, which one of you want to roll a d6?
Willow.
Okay, Kaz forces the volunteer to Willow. Nyhm and Saxton, which one of you want to roll the d6? If neither of you pick, I'll pick one.
I guess that means me.
Okay. Nyhm, what'd you get on your d6?
A 1.
And Willow.
Two. A 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
Okay, we'll start with Willow's team first then. So, Willow and Cazador, you move north. So, you head into this big room. Buried deep beneath the keep of Ravenloft lie ancient catacombs with arched ceilings supported by wide, hollow columns that double as crypts. Cobwebs hang limp in the musty air. A thick fog clings to the floor, which is covered in putrid waste. The black ceiling appears to be moving.
I did cast Divine Sense on my. Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
So you start to move north. The very first that you see. Oh, just so you guys know, there are 40 crypts. So I'm going to have the fun of going through each one by one as you pass them. So the very first crypt that you see as you move that direction. Has labeled on it Sasha Ilvilskolovia, wife. Webs as thick as webs as thick and pale as linen cover a shapely female form lying on top of a marble slab in the center of this dusty, web-filled crypt. You hear
Do
a
I
voice
sense anything?
from
Oh,
inside
okay.
as you sense undead. My love, have you come to set me free?
Okay, now that one. Move on to the next one.
And as you move past, the woman rises, and a shroud of webs cling to her in a ghastly fashion.
Go to sleep, my love, please. I don't. That's not what I wanted.
Roll deception.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay, why not?
Deception.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, +3.
And I'll
A
roll
19.
And I'll roll insight. 19.
Yeah.
She goes, but I'm tired of resting. Okay, my love. And she goes back down. As I rolled a 4 on insight. You okay, Willow?
Oh, but holy shit. Okay, next one. I'm making it.
Okay, so as you can see on the map, like there's the middle section where those rectangles. The first one to the north of the stairway that you guys came in from is where this lady is laying. From there, where do you continue going north? Or do you move west?
What do I know about Strahd? What do I know about this lady?
You just know you just know he's a vampire, and it's safely assumed that's one of his brides, which is probably another vampire, especially since she's undead.
Neat.
You're not sure how, but you seem to have guessed his voice perfectly, even though you've never met the man.
What okay, with the divine sense, it's 60 feet. So how many of these people do I sense within 60 feet?
You had to ask that.
Sorry.
Let's see, within 60 feet, you would see those in 10. Let me look at those 10 crypts. This is one of those things that no matter how you are as a DM, you cannot prepare for these crypts. Because each one of them is something unique. And it's like, you can't memorize 40 of these. It's ridiculous. Okay, those ones are fine. On your undead radar. Don't think you sense anything else.
Okay.
Wait a minute, one more to check. Yeah, you don't sense any more besides that one. In your specific cone of range that you're looking.
Okay, so can I move back and see if I sense any more?
Back which direction?
Well, which ones was I sensing? Was I sensing the ones like the 3 in the front, and then like
the rightmost one was where this lady's at.
All right. And then you said 10, so 3.
Actually,
so of
you
the
would
second,
you actually see it further than that.
Oh.
Or sense further than that, because it's 60 foot, and that's a huge range.
Mm-hmm.
You sense undead in the far end.
The far end?
Mm-hmm.
I head there.
Okay. On your way there, you pass the following crypts that have names on them. Elsa Feluna von Twitterberg, beloved actor. She had many followers. On your right. On your left, Kazazan. His word was power. As you move further ahead, straight ahead is Sir Leonid Kushkin, Sir Lee the Crusher. Bigger than life, he loved his jewelry. You sense it further past this as you continue moving ahead.
Okay.
And the crypt that you sense undeath from is labeled Prince Ariel du Plummet, in parentheses, Ariel the Heavy. The apparition of a large, rooted hedge man forms within the dark crypt, its eyes wild with insanity. Large artificial wings unfold from their back.
Mm. Ah.
As we roll initiative.
Go back to sleep.
I don't need to sleep, I'm a bird! As we roll initiative.
Oh.
He's too insane to deceive. His insanity knows no bounds. I'm going to have everybody roll initiative, actually. And then instead of starting combat, I'm going to switch to the other group.
So Saxton and I need to roll as well.
Yes, and I just realized that you have a very important ally with you. A certain Revenant. And I think he would have followed Willow. Because she's a paladin as
shit.
well. So he's with your group.
So 24 for Nym's initiative.
24.
17.
And 17 for Saxton. What do we get for Willow?
13.
Of course, I rolled nat 20 for Sir Godfrey. 13.
Mm-hmm.
And then what for Kaz?
I'm on 11.
Okay. So that's when we switch over to the owl and the mouse as they head south. The first crypt you see is labeled as I scroll. I just want to double check to make sure. Okay. Is labeled Nyhm.
Huh. So any future comment that Nyhm says in character is going to be in whisper, unless otherwise stated.
You see, it says Nyhm dash. A bandit that was too good at their job.
Well, I mean, at least you got the title right. I do want to quietly ask the hilt, since it can respond with emotions.
Mm-hmm.
If it believes there's anything in this section of the crypt that would be of benefit or of use doing the job.
You sense overwhelming sense of no.
Wow,
of negative emotion, almost the equivalent of a repulsion of smell.
Okay. So that's when Nyhm would effectively disregard their own tombstone and let Saxton know. Don't think there's anything over here worth worrying about.
That's when Saxton, you notice that crypt that has Nym's name on it.
So are these crypts, are they sealed up?
They have stone lids that look like they can be moved.
Well, as I was saying, is it like completely covering the hollow point of the interior quarters?
Oh yeah, these are doors that you can open up.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
All right, so
heading out.
Keep heading south.
Yeah, when we came out of that room, we would hug the wall to the east and move south.
Okay, southeast would mean you see with your owl eyes 2 specific crypts. One that says Biskal Ulfenheis, Chef Deluxe. That one's in the middle area, one of the square ones. And then you see that doorway that's like on the east side of the wall on the map?
Mhm.
That's actually another crypt. And it says Baron Eisges Droof.
I'm just basically scouting the crypts, make sure there's like nothing down here if we have to make an egress. I'm not trying to be a tomb raider right now.
Okay, so you continue heading south.
Yes.
All right. As you continue heading south, you and Nyhm see King Dorston the Hellborn as the next crypt over. And then right next to him is Sir Klutz Tripsalotsky. He fell on his own sword. I am not joking, this is the name that's in the adventure.
The Twitter one was the name in the adventure too?
Yeah. All these
Wow.
are actual crypts in Castle Ravenloft. I'm not making these up.
I mean, let's be fair. If this guy has his own crypt inside of Strahd's castle, that trip on his own sword must have been fantastic.
Down a flight of
If that
stairs.
piques your interest and
Oh, shit.
you look into that crypt of Klutz Tripalotsky, you can see on the center of this crypt, atop of a marble slab, are bones of some kind of folk that lie amid an empty shell of a suit of rusty plate armor. Plunged through the armor's breastplate is a longsword.
Wow.
This was on the tour. Anyway,
Yeah, did we get a pamphlet or anything?
I think it's one of those things where you have to call a number and it's an audio tour.
What's a number?
And
It's
No,
like
no.
1 or 3.
No, that was a stupid statement. I meant to say what's a phone number considering that joke, but I just screwed that up, so never
Yeah.
mind.
you keep heading down, and you notice that the next crypt that you see is called, I'm not gonna say this right, but Beus Phallus the Wonder Horse. May the flowers grow ever brighter where he trots.
Keeping in mind, supposedly Nyhm and I would be moving completely in the dark. Me with my dark vision and Splinter Nyhm with the goggles.
Yeah, but you got your glowing sword.
Oh, and I also got that like wrapped up.
Oh, okay, so you're purposely going to be in the dark. And
yeah.
the one on the wall in the bottom right corner of this area where all the crypts are at, it says Tassol Eris, Last of the Line. Line is capitalized. And then that's when you reach the southern wall.
We're to start heading west.
Okay. As you head west, you're hugging the wall, right?
Yes.
You see that next crypt over is called General Corval, quote, Mad Dog, unquote, Greslik, Master of the Hunt, a leader of hounds and men. And as you move that direction, dramaticness happens, I guess.
It's all about the anticipation.
Ah, there they are. Both of you immediately disappear into darkness. And then that's when
What do
we'll
you
go.
mean?
You feel a shift in the winds. I just realized you guys were already in darkness. And that's when...
This is a new level of darkness.
It's super darkness.
Thought you were going to say advanced darkness.
It's advanced darkness.
It's true darkness, but like TRU.
Both of you are separated, and you feel that you're in an enclosed area. And then that's when we actually start initiative. So, up first would be Nyhm, as you are suddenly laying on your back in an enclosed area. Almost like you're in a coffin.
Oh, that's certainly not what I was expecting. I would use half my movement to get up if I can.
You try to, and you bonk your head on a lid.
Okay. I don't think I have the strength to move the coffin lid. Gonna try, though.
Give me a strength check.
All right. Be 18.
With a lot of effort, you're able to slowly move it over, and you're eventually able to get your claws around the edge, and you're able to pull even more, and you're able to move the stone lid off.
Wonderful. I'm going to poke my head out like a true rat in a hole and see what is around me.
Darkness. Up next.
I have dark vision.
You do?
Goggles.
You appear to be in a dank vault with a 10-foot high ceiling. The room is awkwardly shaped and smells of rotten meat. You see 14 other stone coffins scattered throughout this vault, or oriented with their heads pointing north. The floor is covered in random bones and rusty swords.
Oof. Okay. I will wait a moment because I want to see if there's any type of movement or if I can spot Saxton anywhere.
Okay. After you, it's Garfield's turn. Garfield, what are you gonna do?
Garfield,
Help
it's gonna
us.
be cute.
Send someone to Abu Dhabi.
Let's see. Actually, it's Sir Godfrey's turn because he rolled that natural 20. So that ghost appears as we go back into a different area, back where Willow and Cazador are at. And Sir Godfrey, seeing this ghost appear, and the ghost immediately seeming hostile, like it's going to attack you all, he decides to take the initiative and attack first. So 2 swing attacks with his magical +2 greatsword.
Must be nice.
Well, it was his boyfriend's, so.
Well,
Boyfriends?
yeah, his
The
boyfriend, the lad guy.
The raptor guy, hog.
the sword that, or the soul that possessed my rapier was female.
No.
It's not
We're
that
talking
sword.
about Vladimir. It's
Yeah.
Vladimir's sword.
Oh,
Sir Godfrey and Vladimir were a thing, but they were both too angsty to show it, really. It was
Nope.
just subtle hints.
no. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Godfrey reacted to the soul in my sword when we were going to find him. And the soul that was in my sword was a she.
Mhm.
At least that's what you had made mention of.
Yep.
Cody
And they
said-
were lovers.
No.
That's exactly what
You
you
had
stated.
everything
No.
right except for that last part.
He said that their love was what was in the sword. Like the soul of their love was what was in the sword.
You don't need to roll insight. It would be safe to assume the soul is one of the knights here that knew about their relationship, was trying to bring them back together. Sorry for the confusion.
It's
on
okay.
that
We
one.
had to like state that blood free was a thing.
And I'm trying to find the stats of the dude he's swinging at. As I go back and forth between 40 crypts. There's your stats. Alright. Definitely hits. Let me... Okay, he hits with the first one. Second one. Even better. So I'm going to roll damage real quick. Too many tabs. There you are. So he gets two pretty good strikes on it. And considering his sword's magical, there's no resistance to it. So first strike does pretty good. Wow. Second strike does even better. And the ghost is barely corporal. After Sir Godfrey, we switch all the way back as we go and do some crazy back and forth to Saxton. Saxton, you are in the same position as Nyhm was. You're in a stone coffin.
And going to try to push the lid off.
All right, give me a strength check as your action.
17.
Nyhm, as you're sitting up in silence, waiting for something to happen, you notice one of the coffins on the other side of the room shifts and goes to move. The lid comes off. Saxton, you're immediately greeted by the smell of rotten decay.
I'll definitely gotta unask this coffin.
All right, then Saxton sits upright, and Nyhm, you see Saxton at that coffin. And Saxton, since you have dark vision, you can see Nyhm on the other side of this room. And there are 13 other stone coffins in here. Bunch of bones scattered everywhere, bunch of nasty grime on the floor as well.
From what I can see, is there like a way out, an egress?
Good question. I believe there is a way out.
Well, everything's pointing towards the north, so
Well, technically, we would know what direction it is because we just popped out of this thing.
There appears to be a hole that leads upwards. And Nyhm is closer to it.
Like hole in the ceiling?
Yes.
How high up is it?
10 feet.
Motion to Nyhm towards the exit and head over towards her.
All right, you spend half your move to get out, up and out. And as you move towards her, you hear a crunching of bones underneath your talon feet as you move over towards them.
Well, technically, wolf feet.
Oh, are you in hybrid form?
Yeah, I never exited.
Okay. Then I would say you can get to Nym's coffin since your movement speed is so crazy that even at half speed, because it's not that big of a room, you're there. So then, after Saxton, unless you want to do something as a bonus action.
Well, Can I pull out the sword and just illuminate the area?
Yes. And it just confirms what you saw before in dark vision. But the only two coffins lids that are opened were yours and Nym's. The others are closed.
And the only way out of here is through the hole in the roof?
Yes. It's about 10 feet away. You're going horizontal and then 10 feet up.
And it's like a straight shaft down?
Yep. It goes past the glowing light of your sword. You can't see the top of it.
I guess head that way with her if there's any movement left.
Your movement was getting to them.
Okay. I guess it from my end.
All right. Meanwhile, back at side A, Willow, Kaz, and Godfrey, the ghost is like blinking in and out of existence. It seems to barely be holding itself together, and it seems to panic, and it like flies over towards Willow foolishly, as Willow can give me a charisma save.
$29.
Yeah, the ghost enters your body for just the briefest moment, and then is immediately bounced back out. And it's like, no, wait. And that's its turn as it tried to possess you.
Does it?
And
Do I get an
failed spectacularly.
opportunity attack?
Nope.
If he like, okay.
It didn't move out. It didn't move out of your threatened range. But it is
Okay.
your turn.
I'll kill it now. Yeah.
As they're like, I want to get away. And their little mechanical wings go, and they're like, I want to fly away.
So for my first attack, that's a natural 1.
No. Roll D100.
Okay. This bodes well. 64.
You
I
explode.
think I know what this one is.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I say that with everything. In the process of executing your attack, you trip, move back 15 feet, and fall prone. Let's see where 15
Screw.
feet back would be.
I was very discombobulated from the ghost entering my body.
Makes sense.
So for my
Okay, so you bounce back, and you bump into crypt that says Surly the Crusher. Bigger than life, his love is jewelry. Or he loved his jewelry.
Okay. Sorry, Crusher. I'm going to use half my movement to get up, and then the other half to go back 15 feet, and and attack the thing again, I guess.
Okay.
Fuck. What is wrong with me?
Did you roll another nat one?
No, I rolled a 2, so that's a 12 to hit this ghost.
That hits.
It does? Holy shit. Okay. Oh. 15 damage with the greatsword.
All right. You swipe with the greatsword, and it dissipates. It's gone.
That was fun.
And we're out of initiative, I guess, for now.
So where am I at? Where are we at? Are we in the
you-
back row of the one side?
You're back up on the top row. You go up to the very top row, and you start on the leftmost side.
Yeah.
Go like 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
and that's where you're at.
And that was the only undead.
Yeah. Actually, now that you've moved up, let me check that other thing. Yeah, that's the only undead that you currently sense.
Well, damn. Okay. And no life. I don't sense any life. I can't do that. That's not a thing.
That's... Because it's total cover is why I'm like, Let's see, how close are you to that one? Yeah, no, you don't sense anymore.
I'm just gonna look around.
Okay, Nyhm and Saxton. So
Yo.
you're in this tiny little cave with a bunch of stone coffins and bones on the ground and the hole in the ceiling.
How big is the hole?
It's just big enough that one of you could fit at a time, or two Nyms could fit.
Said it was only 10 feet up, right?
Yep.
Okay. I would hop right up, but catch the edge and take a look around before pulling myself up if it's clear.
Give me a strength athletics check.
Okay, athletics. There it is. 24.
You hold on to the sides and you look up, and your dark vision, how far is it?
60 feet.
It looks like this hole goes up 40 feet and then opens up.
Oh, okay. I thought it was literally just a hole in the ceiling above us. I didn't realize it was an entire shaft. Okay.
And that roll is for you climbing up. So if you want to climb up, you can start climbing up.
Yeah, I mean, I won't know what's at the top until I get there. So I motion for Saxton to follow and climb right up.
All right.
Hopefully bouncing from side to side.
Yeah.
I would, once she gets clear, I would jump up and try to shimmy my way up in.
All right, give me athletics. Actually, it says... I'll say because of your talons and whatnot, your claws, that you don't need to check. It was a low DC anyway, and you're a
I'm
monk.
sad I got 24 anyway.
Okay.
Does that mean I can just stand on his head as he climbs?
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Chim chimney, chim 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 chiroo.
That's when you both climb up and you climb out of crypt. As you open up
So
the
it
doors
was
to the
clear?
crypt. Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make sure, just to specify.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And when both you get up there, Hemlock. You heard footsteps moving your way. And then suddenly you heard like you wouldn't know this in character, but the sound of like flash going off for photography. And then it was silent again.
How?
That was the closest thing you've
what-
heard. You're not sure how close it was, but someone was moving closer. You could almost feel their heartbeat.
I would make sounds and try to get them to notice, because that's what I've been doing this whole time.
Kind of sounds.
Is trying I don't know how I feel about Strahd. We established this last time. I don't know how I feel about anything. So the fact about him in my head telling me that like it wasn't time or whatever, I don't know how I feel about that. So I'm going to Hemlock would not. Never mind. I'm not going to ask because I already know the answer. I'm going to I'm going to start talking and also like knocking on the thing.
Okay.
Can I also last time I tried, Strahd said it wasn't time, but can I try to move the crypts or whatever is on top of me again?
You try to, and it's the same effect. It seems like your strength
Okay.
immediately disappears, and your arms kind of like almost essentially noodle if you try to give any kind of force to it.
Okay. Then I'm going to make as much sound as I can.
Okay. Willow, Cazador, and Sir Godfrey hear movement to the southwest. Sounds like some scraping on stone walls. And then that's when you hear Nyhm say, "Oh, that was it."
Need help? Yeah.
That's when Nyhm and Saxton turn around and look to the northeast, and about 2 rows up north of you and slightly over to the east is the rest of the group. As you're surrounded by crypts.
Nim would just motion for everybody to be quiet and then hop out, waiting for Saxton to come up.
Was that you with the scratching?
And grunt, claw, scratch, climb.
Mm-hmm.
Point so obligatorily towards Saxon.
Funk.
I'm not good at English, people.
How the hell did we end up down there?
The crypt next to you says Duchess Diphornia Dysninia,
Gazoon type.
right?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that one. All right.
Yeah, I guess me and Saxton will make our way over to the rest of the group. That was kind of pointless.
Where are we in relation to where we poofed?
I just realized why. I was trying to scroll up and down and I couldn't. It was zooming in and out. And I realized why, because this little guy was sitting on a button.
Oh.
Sabotaging it.
I mean, he's a cat.
Catastrophe.
You must be in a northern side because that's where they went. Them.
We were about to enter somewhere down south, and the next thing you know, we're in a crypt. Well, inside of a crypt.
Yeah. The coffin was big, but it's still uncomfortable.
I think something was trying to keep us out of where we were going.
I mean, that's kind of the whole castle, isn't it?
I have been sensing undead. We just fought a ghost. There's a lady up there. Do not talk to her. She seems weird.
A, we're in a crypt. B, we're in Strahd's castle. 3, it's kind of all of them are expected at this point.
A, B3?
C.
Okay.
C was C, and all 3 of them are to be expected. It was. I can't English tonight. Shut up. You want me to start talking Russian? I can start doing that.
Well, if you want to hear a lot of Spanish.
That's when popping out from behind one of the crypts, jumping onto Nyhm, that lady covered in cobwebs, female Batra, says, "You're not allowed down here." And she goes to attack Nyhm. And since she rolled stealth and it was higher than your passive perceptions, she gets a surprise round as we roll initiative.
Why's it gotta be me?
Dirty 20.
Spoofy. All right, Saxton's a dirty 20. How about Willow?
I got a 15.
Okay. Kaz?
18.
80? No, I'm joking. 18.
18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nyhm.
16.
Okay. Since you are all surprised, she gets to go first. Even though she's not first of an initiative. And since you're surprised, she has advantage. So she attempts to grab you, Nyhm. As she's
Since
saying
she's still
that,
technically attacking an ally, do we get sentinel attacks?
you do not because you're surprised. You do not get any reactions. Does a 24 hit?
Unfortunately, if I can't
Alright.
dodge out of the way.
Instead of dealing damage, she grabs onto you and pins you to the ground. And she says, "That's fine. I haven't had a meal in a while." And she attempts to bite you. And she only gets advantage on that first attack. So a 23 would hit.
Yep.
Yeah, you're just grappled, nothing else. All right, just making sure. You take 6 piercing damage and 7 necrotic damage as she starts drinking your blood. Your hit point maximum is reduced by 7.
From the Hero's Feast maximum, by the way.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, that helps there. She's takes her mouth off and she licks her lips covered in your blood and it's like, that's really good. And then that's when we flip around to actual initiative and Saxton, you get to go.
Well, I'm going to tackle the shit out of this woman.
All right, roll to hit.
Well, that's how we're going to start off tonight. Nat 20.
Hey, you're just grappling, right?
Oh no, I want to beat the hell out of her.
Okay, roll D100.
Let's see. 44.
With a 44, you cause her to be deafened, apparently. So you discombobulate.
That was good.
So 7 and 4. 1, 6. 21 on the first hit.
21 damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, okay.
And next one. Are you fucking kidding me?
Uh-oh.
I did it again.
All right, D100. No one hurts my girlfriend, I mean friend.
37.
You scratch away quite a bit of the cobwebs. Technically, she doesn't really have armor on, but you do damage her natural armor, so she takes a -1 penalty to armor class, which lasts until repaired. Do you want to describe these attacks, since you just double crit it?
I'm just like full on waylaying with claws, trying to shred and rip and tear her off.
Okay, I'll say you you dislocate her jaw, so like just part of her jaw is hanging by the muscle mass, and that's like the -1 armor class. And the other one's like this huge clawing gash on her breasts.
Well, hell, since I just did that, can I just basically rip her lower jaw off from 2 double crits?
Yeah, sure.
That'd be 20 damage.
Oh, okay, easy math. All right. Anything else?
Fury blows.
Okay.
Okay, 19.
Yep. Especially since your armor's reduced.
$11 damage.
Alrighty.
I need a strength save.
Strength save. She got 18.
Okay.
Rolled good.
And 21.
21 hits.
11 damage, and I need a deck save.
Over 20.
Beep. Okay.
Let me get her stats back up. Yeah, 24.
Okay, that's my go.
Okay, you rip and tear the shit out of her, to say the least. She's definitely not doing so hot, as it is Cazador's turn.
Gotta do the classic Ripley. Get off her, you bitch!
Yeah, I was gonna say like get away from her, you bitch. Yeah, I will shoot at her.
Let me see.
Is she pro?
Actually, no.
Okay, good.
Technically, no one's prone.
Am I still grappled?
No. Actually, technically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she hasn't been forcibly moved off of you. I guess she's still holding on to you. But she's like, how dare you? How dare you? My dress!
Can she talk without a lower jaw?
You're not sure how.
Ah.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, Cazador, it's your turn.
Ask Raziel how he did it.
She looks like what remains of a chew toy for Saxton at the moment.
Yeah, shoot it, put it down.
Coagulated blood, just like bleh, like a jello. It's really gross. She's very gaunt, like a
23
European,
to hit.
like Anthrax, super skinny model. Anyway, you hit.
Okay, so
Is this
that
with the
plus
fire?
that.
Is this the fire arrow?
All my damage is fire because I'm attuned to fire
Okay.
as a warden. I mean, they are not. It's not fire quiver, but my damage is fire anyway.
Oh, okay.
It's 23 fire damage.
23.
Yeah,
Where do you hit her?
the heart,
All right.
if I can choose.
As you shoot her in the heart, she just seems to get paralyzed by it, and she lets go of Nyhm, and she goes to fall to the ground. And even though she doesn't have her lower jaw, she starts screaming and wreathing in pain as she just gets engulfed in fire. And then the rest of her turns to ash, and then it's just her skeleton with your arrow in it, and then the skeleton turns to ash. Hemlock, you hear this.
I was gonna ask if our raccoon friend hears this. I'm going to
You hear
yell
screams
louder.
of horror and death.
I'm going to scream. I'm
Nyhm, are
sad.
you okay?
Ow.
Kaz, you think
Can-
you heard
can-
more screaming come from the southern side? Catacomb.
Look at Willow. Like, should we like?
Willow still has the divine sense on, so, and she didn't check the other side, so guess I will head that way.
Willow, or not Willow, sorry, Hemlock.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad what's gonna happen. I just wanted to get it over
You
with.
hear on the other side of the coffin an unfamiliar voice. It says, "Be quiet. Some of us are trying to sleep.
On the other side of the coffin? Someone's in the coffin with me?
No, on the other side of the coffin,
Oh.
outside of it.
Oh.
Why don't you rest like the rest of us?
I don't know where I am. Who are you?
I am is not important. What is important is
important
you
to
don't
me.
want to get him mad. There's anything he likes more than anything. It's peace and quiet. You hear them start to move away as
Back.
Nyhm and Willow and Kaz and everybody else starts moving towards where you heard the screaming coming from. So you head to the southern area.
I'm so scared right now. Okay.
It was around the southwestern area quadrant that you heard it.
Mm.
Let's see some names of things as you go by, because I really like all the names and craziness of this place. The first one is Petrina Velikovna Bride. Nyhm and Saxton can roll me intelligence checks on that one.
$13.
16.
Saxton. That Velikovna? That one guy that lived on that hill outside of Valaki. That was his name. And he said that his sister is dead, and that he was trying to find a way to bring her back.
Mm.
Do you do anything with the script? Do you take pause, or do you guys just keep going?
Well, do I sense any undead?
Currently, no. Most of these crypts, the doors are closed.
Well, since they're on a mission, I wouldn't do anything.
Okay.
But it's someone needs our help.
You're not sure where in this area, but you definitely heard it somewhere in this area.
I'm gotta switch between accents. Give me a minute. Hello?
I'm gonna roll for him.
I say really low.
I'm gonna roll for him.
Hello?
Luck.
All right.
She can't hear it.
Hello?
There is but silence.
Can I start reading the different names and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
You pass Petrina's, which is that row of 3 on the southern part of the middle hallway of this catacomb.
Mm-hmm.
Hers was the one furthest on the left. So you keep heading south, and you see that those two are labeled as follows. Strafin Gregovich, first counselor of King Bara von Zarovich, and Intri Skivalo, he spurned wealth from the knowledge he could take to heaven. You notice another crypt that's further into the wall. Do you go check that one out?
Sure.
That one has.
Up out ready to go to the stairs.
That one has the name. Yeah, it's just south of the stairs. Has the name Ivan Ilvili Skovich, champion of winter dog racing. The race may go to the swift, but vengeance is for the loser's relatives.
Did the voice sound like a female or a male? Or can I tell? Because that depends on what's gonna happen next.
Cazador?
Yes.
It sounded female. Because Cazador heard it, but when you guys got over here, it stopped.
Did you wonder the gender a lot?
Well, I was just going to go and say hello, and I mean, I could do it at this man, the sled man, but if he's not the one in trouble, then...
I'm pretty sure I heard a young female voice. Well, middle-aged, I guess.
Are you literally trying to wake the dead right now?
He heard screaming. Do you just want...
Yeah, it didn't look like...
Hemlock, at this point you hear muffled voices, various different voices, but you can't quite make out what they're saying. Sounds much further away than that last voice you heard.
I don't, is there padding on my coffin?
Nope. It is
Or
cold in stone.
Of course he put me in a cold stone coffin. I'm going to knock on it.
Would you prefer to take it to a cold stone creamery?
I would prefer, honestly, the cold stone creamery at this point.
That's what we need, fan art. Alright. Strahd taking all of his brides and Hemlock to the Cold Stone Creamery and not liking it. Because he's lactose
It's
intolerant.
garlic flavored.
Should I look what that is?
It's ice cream place.
Oh.
It's ice cream place. Both Nyhm and Cazador hear the knock, and it's from further south.
God, do we need...
I mean, that does sound like someone who wants to get out. It doesn't sound like anything like a ghost or like a crazy mummy vampire thing that just beat Nyhm. I think we should like try to help them. I mean, we helped Sir Godfrey and it's undead. No offense.
Do I smell anything that stands out?
You smell death,
Well, obviously.
but that's pretty much it. And stale air. You can kind of smell the rain, actually, but that's, of course, in the direction you guys came from.
Dead flowers, maybe?
Can I open a can of Perrier?
You head south towards where you hear the knocking. And you see on two crypts as you pass by, one saying, Prefect Cyril Romalich, beloved of King Barov and Queen Ravenovia, High Priest of the Most Holy Order. And the other one, that has no name on it, but only says, we knew him only for his wealth. And you continue heading south. And you get to the crypt where you hear the knocking. Hemlock. The footsteps seem to get closer and closer.
As Willow, do I sense undead or no?
You
Because
do not.
Because it's complete cover, okay. And also, I don't know. What does it say?
Down the hallway, not this script, of course. I just want to say this one real quick. It says, Sir Jarnwald the Trickster. The joke was on him. But this crypt, the one that has the knocking on it, has engraved into it the following. Hemlock Lebeau. I probably pronounced that wrong.
It's LeBeau. It's
Lebeau. Hemlock Lebeau. She seeked friendship, only to be left with none. Both Nyhm and Saxton recognize this name all too well. As you continue to hear knocking from inside the coffin.
I think we should head up the stairs now.
There was a
Hemlock.
screaming. They are knocking. They need help. Do you need help?
Hemlock, you
Boom,
heard,
boom.
you heard a voice you haven't heard in a long time. A Strig. Saxton. Oh, Saxton.
Saxton?
You hear the voice muffle through the stone coffin.
He's not going to be alive in there.
Considering we saw our friend Tim Tam as a spirit, yeah, I don't see this being a live person coming out of that.
Hemlock, you hear all of this. You recognize Nyhm's voice.
Right.
And I hear them debating whether I'm alive or not.
Yeah,
And
you
I
hear them
know-
saying about Tim Tam's spirit and Tim Tam being dead.
Tim Tam?
I'll look at Willow. Isn't that the
That's
guy you were talking about?
yeah. I met him when I was gone.
Those last two voices,
I-
Hemlock, you do not recognize. But they seem to have met
I
Tim
look
Tam.
I look at Saxton and Nyhm. If the person or person who used to be is in this coffin and she was your friend, she deserves to rest.
If that version of Hemlock is what we assume her to be, the best rest we can give her is letting her stay in there and deal with Strahd. If we try to help her out, if we remove that lid, there's more likely of a chance they're going to attack us, and we'll have to put down someone we fought with before. Personally, would rather take care of the problem rather than the symptoms. Saxon?
From what we've learned about vampires, she's probably a spawn of the Strahd, which means if we let her out, she'll follow his bidding. And if she attacks us, we'll have no choice but to finish her. But if we can destroy Strahd, there might be a chance somehow we could bring her back.
I don't know. Undead or not, spawn or not, I cannot forgive myself for letting a sentient person like inside a stone wall trap who is clearly wanting out. They don't have to come with us, but we could at least let her free.
The
If we open
second
that
they-
door, we will have to give her a true death.
So which is more merciful? Taking care of the symptoms so that they can rest in peace, or having to kill them again after they've already been taken by this
But
beast?
I mean,
As you
if
talk
what
about
you're
this,
saying-
the coffin is surprisingly silent.
But if what you're saying is true, even, I mean, you cannot leave a person like alone in the darkness.
They've been that way since we lost them, what, 2 years ago, was it?
Hemlock,
Isn't
you
that
hear me?
funny
Months.
enough?
You keep
Months.
keep confusing months for years.
It's been a long game.
But
okay?
it's the domains of dread, so that's not uncommon.
Hemlock, can you hear me?
Yes.
I want to ask you something. It's your choice. Do you want us to release you from Strahd's curse and put you to rest, or put down Strahd and try to bring you back?
Is Tim Tam gone?
I've not seen his body, but I've seen his spirit marching with the bunch of the other dead towards this castle.
I can't feel anything anymore. And I don't want to live like this anymore, if I'm even alive. If I have to be alone, and that's without Tim Tam, and without you, and without Lilia, I think I would rather die. And if I had inadvertently caused his death by coming back here, then there's nothing left for me anymore. But that still means that whatever's left of me is still going to be stuck in Barovia.
If we can put down Strahd, there's a chance that the spirits who wander can be finally laid to rest. If we can do that, you can be with Lilith.
I want to help, but it's... I don't feel the connection anymore, and I don't know how I would help. But I'm scared of the dark, and I'm scared of being here by myself. If you fix this, even if you fix this, I think I would rather die.
I want to grab the lid of the casket and try to slide it open.
None of you have light sources, correct?
Except for my dim light sword.
You hear the lid start to move, Emmelock. And it shifts. And you can actually see something. Just the slightest bit of glow outside.
So scared right now, and I just like I don't
Saxton, you look inside and you see a very terrified Hemlock. Her eyes glowing red. Visible fangs. But she's very gaunt and very pale. Most of her fur seems to have fallen off and is in the bottom of the coffin. Still wearing the dress you recognize. You can see the two bite marks on her neck.
slide the rest of the way off.
That's when you think you see a Vulpin. But then you remember Saxton's a werewolf. Hemlock would know about
Hemlock.
that. Yeah.
Do I feel anything besides me crying?
You feel relief. In the sense of the lid's off and you're not enclosed in that darkness anymore. It's still darkness. But at least you're in the darkness with friends. And you do feel very hungry.
I don't know. Fuck. I don't know if what I am, but I'm not who I was before. And
Nyhm and Saxton. That spot where her fur got burned off from the acid of the green slime is very visible now, like the scarring of it, like it never healed.
Now, to reach in my bag and pull out an unlit torch.
You have night vision, Hemlock. So you can see them, it's just in shades of gray.
Can I look at myself?
You look,
Can I see myself?
if you sit upright. Willow, the second Saxton moved off the lid and Hemlock goes to sit upright, you definitely sense undead.
Willow will hang on. I sense undead. Can I touch Saxton and cast protection from evil and good?
Yeah.
So you are now protected against undead, and they have advantage on attack rolls against you.
Or they have disadvantage, you mean?
Or I mean, a disadvantage on attack rolls against you. Excuse me. There's tears in
You're-
my eyes.
You're fine. Hemlock, your claws are longer than they were before, too. You feel actually, surprisingly, despite your gaunt appearance, stronger.
Do you want this to be over Hemlock? I want to move in and try to give her a hug.
No.
You give her a hug, and I need a wisdom saving throw. Lucky for you, it's a +7.
Well, I need a wisdom saving throw.
No, Hemlock.
Oh, okay. That I'm gonna get my Hemlock dice out. Hang on a second.
I know I said I was going to do the dice rolls for her, but I think these are ones you should roll.
It's +7.
Yes, I'm looking at her character sheet now.
It's 11.
He's really warm. And there's just something about, like, you can just feel the life force from him. And you can just, like, feel it coming from his neck. And before you even realize it, your mouth is, like, open near his neck. And you restrain yourself. Just barely. but you're not sure how long you can do that, so you push him away.
I hold tight.
Please kill me.
I'm sorry I couldn't protect you. As I jam that wooden torch into her heart.
Feel sharp pain in your chest. And you can't move. Whatever position you were in when he did that, your arms and feet locked into that place. And have you ever had lockjaw? It's like that, but like your whole
Yeah.
body.
I think sleep paralysis would be more.
I would say sleep paralysis because that's more like you're limp. This is more the opposite, where you're all stiff.
I was under the impression it was the other way around, that you were so stiff you couldn't move. Oh well.
And Saxton, you can roll damage for it. I would consider it one of your martial weapons. Treat it like a dagger, whatever. Fuck it.
$11.
You jam it inside her chest. And Hemlock, you feel that pain from that for just a few moments. But then you don't feel pain from it anymore. It's still there, but you can't move. You can't even speak. And Saxton, you see that where you stabbed started to bleed a little bit and then immediately healed over top of the stake. But the stake's still inside. She looks like she wants to say something, but she can't. Like the wind's been knocked out of her. Sir Godfrey steps up and he's like, "Shh. I am sorry, little Mopok." And he pulls the sword up. And he swings down. And considering he does 2d6 slashing damage with it, and it counts as a critical, I'll say after 2 or 3 strikes, Hemlock's head is off. And Hemlock is no more. And that is where I'm going to end this session. Normally I do plugs, but because of the current situation of where we're ending, I'm not going to put people through that. So all I can really say is all these people, I have their Twitters and they're on the overlay. Lluis, Cazador has a Patreon. Just check it out. It has lewd stuff on there that's way more fun than what's going on today. And
Usually is, yeah.
we'll pick up there next Wednesday. Good night, everybody.